It's a legal settlement that will change nothing in the law, but change everything in terms of how easy it is for voters to register in Arizona. Pat Poblete in our Washington bureau explains how a lawsuit led election officials to change the way that they do business.
Thanks, Victoria. Now, just yesterday, Arizona election officials agreed to settle a lawsuit which claimed that the state's voter registration process irrationally disenfranchised thousands across the state and led directly to voter suppression. Arusha Gordon is an attorney with the Voting Rights Project at the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. She is a former Fulbright Fellow and graduate of the University of California, Berkeley's top-rated law school. Yet she believes she might not be able to navigate Arizona's complex voter registration laws.
If you're someone like me who doesn't necessarily know your driver's license off the top of your mind, or have your passport on hand or your birth certificate, and you submit your registration form without that information, it wasn't going into the system.
Under Arizona law, a voter must provide documentary proof of citizenship in order to vote in state and local elections, but only had to fill out a form to vote in federal elections. This created a two-track system, under which it was far more difficult to register for local elections than federal ones. The League of United Latin American Citizens sued Secretary of State Michelle Reagan and Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes, alleging handling state and federal election registration differently was an unconstitutional burden.
It violates the Constitution to treat them in an arbitrary and different manner, and that was really at the root of this case.
Voters still need to be citizens to vote in state elections, but will no longer have to provide proof of citizenship with their application. Their citizenship status will be checked automatically by the state against the Motor Vehicle Department's database. Fontes said he had been working to update voter registration since his 2016 election, when he found tens of thousands of voter registration rejection notices sitting unsent in a warehouse. He took issue with the old registration process, under which the MVD database could be used to check eligibility for federal elections, but not for local.
Well, that to me seemed absurd. Why would you accept a form, be told to check with the federal form, but be barred from checking with a state form? That's clearly an equal protection problem.
Fontes welcomed the change in system, under which he says thousands of Arizonans were denied the right to vote due to unfair policies and bureaucratic red tape. Now, the settlement was celebrated as a win-win situation by all parties involved. In a statement, Secretary of State Michelle Reagan said that we've always said it should be easy to vote and hard to cheat. I'm proud to say that this settlement achieves both. In Washington, Pat Poblete, Cronkite News.